Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Syed Asaf Ali, and because today is Friday 11 September 2020 and we have a NEET examination just after a day or two, so first of all I wish each one of you best of luck. And today at the last moment I will discuss the top 10 NEET questions, which are likely to be asked and which are related to the present scenario and which are frequently asked. So the first two or three questions, because you know that the corona pandemic is going on, which is a global pandemic, and it is caused by a tiny virus, that is coronavirus. So because this exam is going on under the pandemic condition, so one or two or few questions may be asked from this topic, the novel coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic. In UPSC, in NEET, in NET, few questions may be asked. So just for example, I have written this simple question: coronavirus structure is best described by. This is a multiple choice question, so the choice A is club shaped glycoproteins spike protrude through a lipid bilayer. The second option is an icosahedral structure with an envelope. The third choice is an icosahedral large pleomorphic virus. The fourth choice is large segmented barrel shaped virus. Children, as you know very well that this novel coronavirus, this is basically the name of a family, and the name of the family is Coronaviridae, and you should know what is the meaning of this corona. So corona in Latin, the corona means the crown. So this is a family, this family of viruses, Coronaviridae. This is the family of crowned viruses, the enveloped viruses, the spiked viruses, and this strain, there are around 11 strains, and many pandemics and epidemics are caused because of this coronavirus family. For example, this is a variant of SARS. You know what is the full form of SARS? Severe acute respiratory syndrome. Okay, and another pandemic was MERS, MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. So this is basically Coronaviridae family, and they are spiked. The spikes are made up of glycoproteins, and this is the enveloped virus, and it is a retrovirus like HIV, means the genome is the RNA, not the DNA. And interesting thing about this virus is that it is zoonotic in nature, means this virus infrequently crosses the species barrier. You know that the origin of this coronavirus, earlier it was named the SARS-CoV-2, SARS coronavirus 2. Now it is known as coronavirus, novel coronavirus 2019, novel coronavirus 19, and the disease caused by it is known as the COVID-19. So the important thing is that it is the glycoprotein has two subunits, S1 and S2, and it is a homotrimer, and its average size is 100 nanometers, and the size of the spikes is around 20 nanometers, and this RNA genome consists of 30 kilo base pairs. So this is a variant, and it is pleomorphic. Pleomorphic means in the same species it exists as different variants. So it is highly mutable, but frequency is not much high, unlike HIV. So the correct answer out of these choices is, can you guess? The students, can you guess what is the correct choice? The correct choice is the A. The club shaped glycoproteins spikes protrude through a lipid bilayer. So this is the first choice is the right answer, because I told you in the beginning that this is an envelope, because when it completes its life cycle, then there is a lipid bilayer of the host that envelops this virus, and the spikes, glycoprotein spikes consisting, there are three types of glycoproteins, and it is the homotrimer consisting of subunits S1 and S2. They protrude through this lipid bilayer. So it is not icosahedral in nature and it is not barrel shaped. That is why the correct answer is the choice A. Dear students, this is the second question that you can practice for the upcoming NEET exam. SARS is described as a zoonotic virus, which means such viruses are confined to animals. Second choice, they do not cause diseases in humans. They emerge from animals to cross the species barrier infrequently. Fourth, they cause pandemic. So dear students, I told you in the beginning when I was introducing the coronavirus, the Coronaviridae family and this pandemic COVID-19, at the beginning of this century, 21st century, there was the spread of a virus that is known as the SARS virus. SARS is, you know, severe acute respiratory syndrome. It was one of the strain of Coronaviridae family, or it was a coronavirus, and it causes the epidemic at several places in the world around the globe, and that also led to deaths of hundreds of individuals. It was highly infectious, the transmission was high, so it was considered a zoonotic. Later on, few years later, it was basically a new strain emerged and it caused MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and then in 2019 another variant was there which was called as the novel SARS coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2. So this basically, all these viruses, all these variants, they are coronaviruses, they belong to the, and all of them are zoonotic. So what do you mean by the term zoonotic? Zoonotic viruses are those viruses basically who cross the species barrier. So the correct answer, the correct choice is the C. They emerge from animals to cross the species barrier infrequently. So it is not very frequent, but at times they cross the barrier and they cause the infectious diseases and the global public threat in the human population. For example, this disease COVID-19. So this is this coronavirus is zoonotic virus. SARS was a zoonotic virus, and it is responsible for the epidemic and the global pandemic that we are facing right now. Children, the third question is, which of the following is an unusual feature of the replication cycle in coronaviruses? Choice A, they are not highly mutable. B, they have advantage of recombination with long RNA genome. C, they use capped cellular RNA. D, the RNAs all terminate in a common 3-end and produce nested set transcripts. So can you please guess that what would be the right answer? So as we have discussed in the introduction itself, that they have certain features in the replication because they are retroviruses like HIV. So retroviruses are those viruses which have RNA as their genome. So that is why their replication means the producing the multiple copies of the RNA. And out of these 4 choices, before telling you the correct answer, I would let you know that there are certain unusual features in the replication. Unusual because they are retroviruses, so they basically produce the nested co-transcripts of the RNAs. When the RNAs are produced, they start from the 5' ends, but they all the transcripts, they terminate in 3' co-transcripts. So what do you mean by nested? Means this, suppose this is 5' end, this is 3', So this is 5 prime, this is 3 prime, this is 5 prime, this is 3. So this much is common, this end is common. So this is known as the nested co 3 prime transcripts. So the correct answer is D. The RNAs all terminate in a common 3 prime end and produce the nested set transcripts. So along with this, now we will discuss other topics also regarding the coronaviruses. Go through the basics of the virology and the physiology and the cell biology that is affected by the coronavirus. What are the symptoms, what is the reproductive number, and what is the structure, and how does it replicate, and what are the host cells, how the spikes protein or the surface antigens, they adhere to the receptors, what are receptors, the alveolar cells are the host cells, what is the physiology behind it, what is the cell biology, what is the life cycle, what is the reproductive number, and what are the symptoms, and what are mild symptoms, acute symptoms, chronic symptoms. So all these issues once go through it, and then inshallah with the support of Almighty, inshallah all of you will be successful. Students, the fourth question is select the incorrect statement, and this question is basically from the unit number 9 and chapter number 11 of the 12th book, that is the NCERT book. So the subject is, you can say, the biotechnology. It is based on biotechnology. Select the incorrect statement. VNTR belongs to a class of mini satellite DNA. DNA sequencers work on the principle developed by Frederick Sanger. Human Genome Project was coordinated with the US Department of Energy and National Institute of Health. D. DNA fingerprinting patterns are not unique to an individual. So basically you know that out of these 4 statements, the 3 are correct. All are from the subject, the topic of biotechnology. VNTR is a concept. Actually this question is based on your RFLP, VNTR and DNA fingerprinting. VNTR is variable number of tandem repeats. It is basically a type of, you know that in our genome there is non-coding DNA that is not part of any coding gene, and some stretches are highly repetitive. They contain highly repetitive DNA. So tandem means in continuation, the stretches are continuously repeated time and again. So this non-repetitive DNA is categorized as satellite DNA, mini satellite, micro satellite. So the mini satellite DNA, the base number of repeating unit, the size of the repeating unit is 5 or 10 to 60 base pairs, and it is repeated 5 to 50 times. And the class of the mini satellite is known as the VNTR. So this statement is perfectly all right and correct. This one is also correct because the DNA sequencing, even though nowadays the automated sequencer are used, but they work on the principle of dideoxy chain termination method as proposed by the Frederick Sanger. The third point is also correct because the Human Genome Project, it was funded by the US Department of Energy and the National Institute of Health. And you know the DNA fingerprinting technique, it is basically a wonderful technique that is used in many areas like the forensic sciences, to identify a particular criminal. You must have seen a serial on Sony जिसका नाम है Crime Patrol सतर्क. तो उसमें आपने देखा होगा it is based on the real stories. Many a times the criminals are identified with the help of the DNA fingerprinting. So the technique of the DNA fingerprinting is based on RFLP, restriction fragment length polymorphism. Whenever a long DNA, repetitive DNA, it is cut with the help of the restriction enzymes, even in the close family members, because of the single nucleotide polymorphism, there are different fragments which can be resolved using the gel electrophoresis, and this particular technique is very useful in forensics, in the identification of the criminals, in paternity testing, who is the real biological father of an individual, and in many fields. So the correct answer is the last choice, D. So the correct answer means this statement is incorrect. Another question is, that is also from the same topic, biotechnology. The first recombinant DNA was constructed by Stanley Cohen, Herbert Boyer, both Cohen and Boyer, and the Termin and Baltimore. So the correct answer is C. Again it is the C answer, because both were American scientists, and both are considered as the pioneers in generating the recombinant DNA. Boyer was assistant professor in University of California, and Stanley Cohen was a Stanford scientist. Boyer was working on the recombinant on the restriction enzymes, and Cohen was working on the plasmids, which are known as the vectors or vehicles of DNA genetic engineering. So both of them were pioneers, but the father of the genetic engineering is Paul Berg. So always remember that. Question number 6. It is also a very important topic, that is ecology, the various chapters. This is a separate unit in your class 12, and many questions are asked. This is evolution and ecology. They are very important topics. So question number 6 is, bats are examples of dash animals: heterothermic, oligothermic, homeothermic, poikilothermic. You know that very well, that mainly broadly the animals are classified into homeothermic and the poikilotherms. Most of the endothermic animals which regulate their body temperature, and there is a tolerance range, and there is the internal body temperature is maintained under different environmental conditions. They are known in the layman's language, they are known as the warm-blooded animals, for example birds and mammals. The last choice, poikilothermic, they means the ectothermic. Homeotherms are also known as the endotherms, and poikilotherms are known as the ectotherms or cold-blooded animals, like most of the amphibians, reptiles and fishes, which do not maintain their internal body temperature, and their temperature is the temperature of the surrounding or the environment is their body temperature. Oligothermic means the animals which can tolerate relatively low temperatures, they are oligothermic. And heterothermic, hetero means other, so which vary between the endothermic and ectothermic, or between the poikilothermic and the homeothermic animals, they are known as the heterothermics. Means for during a particular time or particular day or particular week or particular period of time, they are warm-blooded, and for then during some period they are cold-blooded. For example, most of the hibernating animals, they are the heterothermic, and bats are example of the heterothermic. So the correct answer is the heterothermic. So bats during day, when their metabolism is low, they sink their temperature, and when they are active at night, the metabolism increases and they maintain their body temperature. The seventh question, students, it is again from the biotechnology or recombinant DNA technology, where the following feature of the genetic code allows bacteria to produce the human insulin by recombinant DNA technology. So students, all these 4 options are correct, but we have to see which one is the most appropriate. You know that the genetic code is redundant. What does it mean? It means the degeneracy of the code. You know that according to the central dogma of molecular biology, all the information in the DNA, it is transferred to RNA through the process of transcription, and then it is transferred to protein or the polypeptide chain by virtue of the translation. This is the central dogma. So in this, a set of 3 nucleotides encodes for a particular amino acid residue in the polypeptide chain. This triplet set of nucleotide is called a codon. The whole set of the codon is known as the genetic code. So though one particular codon encodes for a specific amino acid, but one amino acid may be encoded by more than one codons. This is the redundancy of the genetic code or degeneracy of the genetic code. Then it is universal, and the third one, it is highly specific. I have already explained, and it is completely unambiguous. So the most appropriate answer is universality. Why? Because bacteria or E. coli is prokaryotic, human insulin is from the eukaryotic source, but because of the universality of the genetic code, it is completely expressed and it is practically used by the diabetic patients. So students, all the very best. Thank you so much. All the very best of luck for all your NEET and other examinations of life as well as in the hereafter. Bye. Allah Hafiz.